This is Strange Darkness Radio with your host, Bobby Washington.
Tonight on Strange Darkness Radio, we explore the rich and mystical world of Native American folklore as we uncover the chilling tales of creatures that lurk in the shadows, feared by many and spoken of in hushed whispers. We'll venture deep into the lore of Skinwalkers, shape-shifting witches who possess unimaginable powers and are said to bring terror to those who cross their path. We'll also delve into the legend of the Wendigo, a fearsome creature born from cannibalism, said to haunt the icy wilderness and consume the souls of the lost. And let's not forget the Bakwas, a mysterious, elusive sea creature from Pacific Northwest First Nations mythology, known to be both protector and destroyer of the sea, who's also a shapeshifter. So grab your flashlights, hold on to your courage, and join us as we embark on a spine-chilling journey through the dark and mystifying world of Native American folklore.
And you were going to give us a little history on the Skinwalker. Your take on things out here as far as what's going on, what has been going on. I mean, it's really obvious, even the time we've spent out here recently, that we've got some activity out there that we can't explain and some activity that we can't attribute to Sasquatch. I mean, there are things going on beneath the eye here at night. Give us a little history.
Yes, there is really a lot of things going on at night. We hear the dogs barking, and we usually don't go running out and to see what the thing is that they're barking at. But back in the old days when I was growing up, I was about 6, 7 years old. I was staying with my grandparents. They would tell a lot of stories about things in the night, quote. Anyway, they told me that there's some things out there that can be seen or not seen. So they could either be in an animal form or maybe a human form or half human or half animal, that sort of stuff, And also they told me about how when the Spanish conquistadors came up this way, or the cavalry, they used to spy on their camps. The only way they could do that was to change into an animal so they can sneak into their camp and listen to their plans for the next day. See which way that they would be marching, or if they see in a Navajo village or hiding place, they would go in there and capture these young men and young girls and take them to Mexico to work in the silver mines or gold mines that they had.
So basically, you're telling me at one particular time and juncture that there was an actual working relationship with Skinwalker then. I mean, he was working for the people, for their benefit at one time.
Yes. And then through the years, when everything was normal, after the long walk,
the long walk being, that was the march to Fort Sumner?
Yes.
And that was 1871?
1868.
1868.
So, and that's when they came back and they settled back in here. And these things are the people that knew how to do these things. I don't know. They tell me that all you need to do is learn one song and you can change into any animal whether it's as small as a fox, or as big as an elk or a horse. You could use any one of the skins that you can get into to spy on your neighbor or whoever.
So outside of the Western view of the Skinwalker, as far as what's been revealed, typically they take the hide of an animal and they emulate this animal. But also I've heard that they have to eat the parts of a dead person and or sacrifice someone very close to them. Is there a darker art to Skinwalker and perhaps a lighter art?
What I've heard was if you want to practice, to do skinwalking, you would have to sacrifice a loved one, somebody that you really cherish. Could be your parents, your grandparents, or your family, or your kids. You have to sacrifice that person in order for it to work on, to practice this thing.
So, that would be a very dark thing for you to sacrifice a loved one.
Oh, yes, yeah. They do it, though. They do it.
Welcome back to Strange Darkness Radio. Mythical Mysteries. Today we're delving into the fascinating world of Native American folklore and diving deep into the mysterious and eerie phenomenon known as skinwalkers. These mythical beings have been long feared and revered in Native American cultures, and their legends continue to capture the imagination of people to this day. But what exactly are skinwalkers? Let's explore. Skinwalkers are believed to be supernatural entities that possess the ability to transform themselves into animals, which they are said to be shapeshifters who can take on the form of any animal they choose, which are wolves, bears, coyotes, or even birds. However, what sets them apart from other shapeshifters is their malevolent and sinister nature. According to Native American legends, skinwalkers are typically associated with Navajo mythology and are believed to be witches or sorcerers who have used dark magic to gain their powers. It is said that they can assume the form of an animal by wearing its skin, hence the name Skinwalker. This transformation allows them to move about unnoticed and carry out nefarious activities, which may include causing harm to humans, animals, or communities. Skinwalkers are feared by many Native American tribes, as they are believed to possess dangerous and malevolent abilities. It is said that they can use their powers to bring sickness, misfortune, and death to those they target. They are also thought to have the ability to control weather, create illusions, or manipulate objects with their minds. Many Native American cultures have strict taboos and traditions when it comes to skinwalkers. It is believed that talking about them or uttering their name can draw their attention and bring bad luck. In some cases, encountering a skinwalker is considered a sign of impending doom, and precautions such as carrying protective amulets or performing rituals are taken to ward off evil influence. However, Despite the fear and reverence associated with skinwalkers, there are also those who believe that these entities may have once been humans who have been cursed or tempted by dark forces. Some legends suggest that they may have been individuals who sought power and wealth through forbidden means, only to be transformed into skinwalkers as a consequence. Today, the belief in skinwalkers persists among some Native American communities, and encounters or sightings of these entities are still reported in various parts of the United States and other regions where Native American folklore is prevalent. However, it's important to note that skinwalkers are considered deeply sacred and revered in some Native American cultures, and discussing them without proper respect or understanding can be seen as disrespectful or offensive. And with that, we come to the end of our exploration into the enigmatic world of skinwalkers. Whether you believe in their existence as shapeshifters, witches, or view them as myth and legend, the tales of these mysterious beings continue to captivate and intrigue us to this day. Thank you for tuning in tonight on Strange Darkness Radio. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on your favorite podcast platform.
You're listening to Strange Darkness Radio, coming to you worldwide, broadcasting to all corners of the planet.
Dear Strange Darkness Radio, I recently stumbled upon your podcast and felt compelled to share my bone-chilling experience with you and your listeners. It was the summer of 2022. Me and a group of friends had embarked on a camping trip to a remote forest in the Pacific Northwest. Little did we know that our adventure would turn into a nightmare when we came face to face with a skinwalker. It was our second night at the campsite, and we were all gathered around the bonfire, sharing stories and laughter. We were seasoned campers, well equipped with modern camping gear, including high-tech flashlights and a portable speaker playing the latest tunes. We felt safe and secure in our little wilderness haven, unaware of the lurking danger. As the night grew darker, we noticed strange occurrences around our campsite. Our flashlights flickered inexplicably, and the speaker started emitting static. We shrugged it off, attributing it to faulty equipment or interference. But then we heard rustling in the nearby bushes, and our laughter turned into nervous whispers. We decided to investigate, arming ourselves with flashlights and sticking together. As we approached the source of the rustling, we saw a figure standing in the shadows. It was tall and slender, with glowing eyes that reflected our flashlights. But what struck us the most was its unnatural gait and the eerie feeling that it was not human. Before we could react, the creature let out a blood-curdling howl and disappeared into the darkness. We were frozen in fear, unsure of what had just transpired. We quickly packed up our campsite and decided to leave, fearing for our safety. But our ordeal was far from over. As we hiked back to our car, we heard whispers in the wind, and a feeling of being watched never left us. We couldn't shake off the feeling that the creature was still following us, lurking in the shadows, and playing mind games with us. When we finally reached our car, we breathed a sigh of relief. But as we turned the ignition, we saw the creature standing at the edge of the woods, watching us with those glowing eyes. It let out another chilling howl, and we sped off, leaving the forest behind. Since that night, we've been plagued by nightmares and unexplained phenomena. We've researched extensively and came to the conclusion that we encountered a skinwalker, a shape-shifting creature from Native American folklore. It's said to be a malevolent being that can take on the form of any animal or even a human, and it's known to possess supernatural abilities. We've learned to be cautious when camping in the wilderness and to respect the land and its indigenous folklore. We've also realized that modern technology is no match for ancient, powerful entities like the Skinwalker. It's a harrowing experience that has left us with a deep respect for the unknown and a lingering sense of unease. I hope my story resonates with your audience and serves as a cautionary tale for those who venture into the wilderness. Thank you for considering my submission, and please keep my identity anonymous if you decide to share my story on your podcast.
We're diving into the rich mythology of Native American folklore. In particular, we're exploring the legend of a fearsome and mysterious entity known as the Wendigo. The Wendigo is a mythical creature that originates from the folklore of various Native American tribes, including the Algonquin, Cree, and Ojibwe people. Often depicted as a malevolent spirit or a supernatural creature, the Wendigo is believed to be associated with cannibalism, hunger, and the harsh winter wilderness. According to legend, the Wendigo is a towering and emaciated creature with blue icy skin, long claws, and glowing red eyes. It is said to have an insatiable hunger for human flesh and is often associated with harsh conditions of winter and desperation that can arise from extreme hunger and cold. The Wendigo is often portrayed as a shapeshifter, capable of transforming into a human or animal form to lure its prey. In some legends, it's believed that a person can become a Wendigo by resorting to cannibalism or by being possessed by the spirit of the Wendigo. Once transformed, the Wendigo is said to be consumed by an insatiable hunger for human flesh and will stop at nothing to satisfy its ravenous appetite. The legend of the Wendigo is deeply rooted in Native American culture and is often associated with cautionary tales of greed, gluttony, and the consequence of violating social taboos. In many traditions, the Wendigo serves as a reminder of the importance of respecting nature, the balance of the natural world, and the need for communal cooperation during harsh times. Despite being a legendary creature, the legend of the Wendigo continues to captivate the imagination of many to this day. It has been depicted in various forms of art, literature, and media, serving as a source of inspiration for horror stories, novels, and movies. The Wendigo is often portrayed as a terrifying and malevolent force, embodying the primal fears and darkness that lurk within the human psyche. So, is the Wendigo just a mythical creature? Or is there more to this chilling legend than meets the eye? Many believe the Wendigo legend serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked human greed and the consequence of violating social norms. It's a reminder to respect nature and the delicate balance of the world we live in. Stay safe. Watch out for the Wendigo.
Dear Strange Darkness Radio, I know this might sound crazy, and I understand if your listeners won't believe me, but I have a story that I have to share. It's about my encounter with the Wendigo in 2019 while I was out hunting. Let me start by saying that I'm an avid hunter and have been exploring the wilderness for years. I've encountered many animals, but nothing could have prepared me for what I experienced that fateful day in 2019. It was a chilly November morning, and I had decided to go hunting in a remote area of the woods that I had never been to before. As I made my way through the dense forest, I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being watched. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and my instincts were telling me that something was off. I kept walking, trying to brush off the uneasy feeling, but the wind started to pick up, and the temperature dropped even further. That's when I heard it, a bone-chilling, guttural howl that pierced through the silence of the forest. It sent shivers down my spine, and I knew I wasn't alone. I quickly grabbed my rifle and scanned the area, but I couldn't see anything. The woods were eerily quiet, and the only sound was the wind rustling through the trees. I decided to retrace my steps and head back to my truck, but as I turned around, I froze in my tracks. Standing before me was a creature unlike anything I had ever seen. It was tall, emaciated, and had glowing red eyes that seemed to pierce through my soul. Its skin was a sickly gray color, and its limbs were unnaturally long and twisted. I could see its sharp teeth and claws as it snarled at me, and I knew I was in grave danger. I tried to raise my rifle, but my hands were trembling uncontrollably. The creature lunged at me with incredible speed, and I stumbled backward, trying to get away. It let out another terrifying howl, and I could feel its breath on my neck as it closed in on me. I mustered all my strength and fired my rifle, hitting the creature in the chest. It let out a blood-curdling scream and vanished into thin air, leaving no trace behind. I was left shaken and bewildered, unsure of what had just happened. I made my way back to my truck as fast as I could, never looking back. I couldn't explain what I had seen, and I was afraid that no one would believe me. It wasn't until later that I learned about the legend of the Wendigo, a malevolent spirit from Native American folklore known for its insatiable hunger for human flesh. I've tried to forget that harrowing encounter, but the image of that creature with its glowing red eyes and its unearthly howl still haunts me to this day. I know that what I saw was real, and I'm grateful to have survived that terrifying ordeal. I hope that sharing my story on your podcast will help spread awareness about the existence of the Wendigo and caution others who venture into the wilderness. It's a story that I know might be hard to believe, but I assure you, it's the truth. Sincerely, Brandon.
Let's journey once again in the world of Native American folklore and discuss the Bakwas. The Bakwas, also known as the Bakwas, is a legendary creature that is believed to hail from the mythology of various Native American tribes, particularly those of the Pacific Northwest region of the United States and Canada. The Bakwas is often described as a supernatural entity, a shapeshifter, and a trickster spirit that embodies the natural elements and commands respect from those who encounter it. The Bakwas is often portrayed as a creature with the ability to transform into different forms, such as a large humanoid figure covered in hair, a giant bird with sharp talons, or even a monstrous sea serpent. This shape-shifting ability is said to be one of the most distinctive traits of the Bakwas, making it a truly mysterious and elusive entity. According to Native American legends, the Bakwas is often associated with the spirit world and is believed to possess great power and wisdom. It is said to be a guardian of the natural world, maintaining balance and harmony in the ecosystem. The Bakwas is often known to have the ability to bring good fortune, provide guidance, and even bestow blessings upon those who show respect and reverence toward it. However, the Bakwas is not always a benevolent being. It is also known to be mischievous and unpredictable, often playing tricks on humans and leading them astray. It is said that the Bakwas can sometimes lure travelers into the wilderness or open sea, only to vanish without a trace, leaving them disoriented and lost. the Bakwas is not without its darker legends. There are stories of the Bakwas being a fearsome creature, feared by those who venture deep into the wilderness. It is said to have the ability to vanish without a trace, leaving behind only eerie footprints and a sense of foreboding. As with many legends and folklore, there are varying interpretations of the Bakwas, depending on the tribe and cultural beliefs. Some see it as a gentle and wise spirit, while others see it as a formidable and elusive being to be respected and feared. Despite the many mysteries and contradictions surrounding the Bakwas, it remains as an important figure in Native American folklore, symbolizing the intricate relationship between humans and the natural world. The stories and beliefs associated with the Bakwas have been passed down through generations, serving as a reminder of the profound spiritual connection that Native American tribes have with the land, the water, and sky. So, what do you think? Is the Bakwas simply a myth, a legend passed down through generations? Or is there more to this mysterious creature than meets the eye? Perhaps the answers lie within the ancient wisdom of the Native American tribes, who have revered and respected the Bakwas for centuries. If you catch a faint murmur of flowing water, swiftly turn around and run in the opposite direction. Legend has it, Bakwas, a mischievous and elusive spirit, enticing unsuspected travelers towards rivers, never to be seen again. The fact that this folklore is widely known, despite the lack of survivors, serves as a chilling reminder of the enigmatic and perilous nature of Bakwas. We hope you enjoyed learning about the fascinating creatures of Native American mythology. Join us next time as we delve into more mysterious legends and supernatural phenomena from around the world. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring the strange and unexplained.
I am Buzz Aldrin, and I was the lunar module pilot on Apollo 11.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space, and none will be so difficult or expensive to accomplish.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
The truth is that we've never proved one, but there are things flying around up there that we haven't fully identified yet. And keep in mind, there are basically 1 billion galaxies in an ever-expanding universe. I mean, you can't even get your mind around the sheer number of things that are out there.
People still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what that is. There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain how they moved, their trajectory. They did not have an easily explainable pattern. When it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you.